Low, high, low. Here we go.
Hi.
Here we go. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? We feeling
Doing
good?
good.
All right.
Jack the Scarecrow King here. The following is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Names, characters, businesses, places, and incidents are either products of the Dungeon Master's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblances to actual persons, living or dead, or any actual events are purely coincidental. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. You might be wondering how we got here.
You're on a brick road.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not comfortable. You have a little crick in your back, and you have actually a pretty bad headache, right behind your eyes.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the plants and all around is Guntar.
Any insight?
Oz.
Ozland.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Wait. Oh, no. Have you ever been here before?
No. Lost. 100 years
100
ago.
years. Okay.
Lost to the outlands. You hear some music, and you hear a lot of cheering and whooping.
Maybe we can join the party.
No, they don't. They look at Guntar and kind of what? And then they look at you and they start screaming, and they all run into the house. Hello, my name is Bok. How can I be of assistance to you today? You would have to get either Glenda to let down the walls, or maybe somewhere, maybe the Scarecrow could help you. I'm not quite sure. And would you mind pinching her granddaughter's cheeks? She has the most chubby cheeks. I miss her so much. You hear a little howl, like a hoo in the distance, and then suddenly they're upon you. Yes. And this guy is also, he has a top hat. You can't really see his face. You kind of see his eyes, the white of his eyes, kind of poking through. And he has this long staff, and he goes, well, let's have some fun.
What are you, the wizard?
Well, no, of course I wouldn't mean anything so crude. I mean, the wizard was a fake. I'm most definitely real. You can call me the Game Master. You can tell that he's shifting colors for sure, but you can't tell what he's shifting to. You see his colors shift again, and he shifts back to that dark color, that black, and you see him start transforming. You see his clothes start ripping.
I don't like this.
And you see the monster you fought standing in front of you. The two guards go, who goes there? Who are you?
Oh, God. I'm from SWAT. I need help.
We're going to take y'all in to see the Scarecrow King. And yeah,
Good.
You see a giant floating head. And he says,
What are you doing here?
and then
I'm looking for the curtain.
And he goes, I'm just kidding. How you doing? My name is Jack. I'm the Scarecrow King. Can I actually tag along with? I haven't seen the Tinman in a couple
We would
days.
love to have you come
Couple
with
days? I meant the couple years. So Jesse, you just kind of woke up. You kind of took a rest for a little bit. You're just kind of waking up from your long rest nap. But you kind of wake up. Guntar is there. You actually wake up to the sound of a harmonica, and
no.
It's the Scarecrow King. He's playing some tunes. Like, you guys like show tunes? I got a couple in my my entourage. I think he's on playing the harmonica.
So I just woke up. I'm gonna rub my eyes all groggily. What show tunes are you talking about?
I don't know. I just like some cartoons, And he keeps on playing the harmonica. At this, Guntar kind of wakes up and goes, ugh.
What's wrong,
quiet.
Guntar? Don't like the music?
Not my tastes. And the Scarecrow King kind of picks up and goes, all right. No need to get all cranky there, big fella. What's your guys' story? How did you guys end up in Ozland?
Well, have you heard of SWAT?
No, I can't quite say. Wait a second. SWAT. Sounds a little familiar.
Yes, so, I'm from, Earth. I look to Guntar. do they call it Earth? I forget.
He goes, Gaia.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm from Gaia.
Oh, Gaia. Yeah. I know Gaia. That's a big place. Lots of people. Lots of humans. You're one of those.
I am, in fact, one of the humans from Gaia. Guntar,
You know, humans kind of screwed us over.
really now? How did that happen?
Well, you know, there was an author named Baum. He came, wrote about our place. We got moved closer and closer to the Outlands, and here we are today, cut off from the rest of the faith.
Huh.
But haven't had contact with Guy ever since. Haven't seen another human besides, Glenda.
So she used to visit you often?
Glenda? Oh yeah, she's such a sweetheart. She's had a couple kids. She let her kids go back to Gaia, but her granddaughter decided to stay with her. So just her and her granddaughter.
So so her daughters are in Gaia right now?
Yeah, most of them I would say.
Do you know their names?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, I assume one of them's Glenda Goodwitch II, because her daughter's Glenda Goodwitch III.
Oh. Yeah, that would make sense. Like, I wish I could meet one of her daughters back in Gaia. I can't say that I have, though.
Last time I heard, he said something about a sandwich shop. I can't quite
A sandwich shop. Now I'm intrigued.
Not 100%, sir. I haven't been to Gaia in quite a while, obviously.
When was the last time you were to Gaia?
Never been.
Oh.
I think in quite a while. It's been quite a while. It's been all of eternity.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Never been. Heard it's kind of cool. City of dazzling lights.
There are quite a few cities.
That was just something I heard from Gaia. It's a little phrase I heard. Make a perception check for me. This conversation has gone on for quite
You don't like this conversation?
It's gone on for a while now. I think it's about time you make that perception check.
Oh, I hope you're ready for this.
Oh, good. Is it a 2?
It's an 18!
Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right.
Y'all ready for this?
You kind of getting bored with the conversation, kind of just take a look out like towards the landscape, and you see like the rolling hills, and you actually see that there's no more yellow brick road. It kind of.
I see there's no more brick road, yeah.
Yeah, no more brick road. Sorry, brick road. This will be interesting. You kind of look at the driver, who just kind of is blankly staring out into the distance. And he seems to have some kind of glow about him.
Okay.
What do you do?
Does Guntar notice anything?
Guntar is still like trying to snooze on this ride.
Okay, can I nudge him?
Okay. You nudge him, and he goes, "Oh, what?"
I'm gonna gesture to the driver.
Yeah. You look at Guntar looks at the driver and goes, "What? What the hell?" You rolled an 18, right?
I rolled an 18.
You kind of see that you're on this like dirt path, right? Mm-hmm. And there's another path to your left that the driver kind of has taken. I mean, it's always been this dirt path, but this kind of went off from like this main stage path, and you thought nothing of it. You thought this was just the way, but you can see up ahead that there is a field of bright red flowers and no path.
Is it just me, or is he taking us to a field of flowers?
Guntar kind of looks around a little bit, and he goes, "Smell that?"
Do I smell that?
Make another perception check for me.
I don't smell that.
What did you roll?
That was a 3.
A 3? Yeah, you try to smell for it. You can't really smell. You think that Guntar's senses are probably a little bit sharper than yours.
I only smell Guntar.
Yeah, you smell Guntar and actually the wet hay coming from the Scarecrow King. And the Scarecrow King like notices you guys having a conversation and goes, "Everything okay?
Is
guys?"
this normally the path you take
The Scarecrow King
to the Tinman?
Kind of stops and goes, "Wait, where are we again?"
Can I grab the Scarecrow King and jump out of this wagon?
Sure. This will be a grapple check and then a dexterity check.
Okay. What's
All right.
grapple under?
Grapple is strength. So we're gonna make a contest first. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Okay, 11.
That was a 15 on my end.
Okay.
So he kind of pushed you over. He's saying, "Hey, what? No, don't do anything crazy, all right?" As that happens,
Guntar, grab him! And can I continue jumping?
Sure. Make me a dexterity check.
14.
14. All right. No, you kind of you're in the middle seat, so you kind of have to climb over Guntar as he lunges at the Scarecrow King. And you do it right as you're at the edge of these bright red flowers. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 16.
16. Yeah, you feel like this haze kind of wash over you for a minute, and then you kind of shake it off. And you see the whole place kind of stop. You see the carriage kind of stop, and you see that the two horses have fallen down asleep.
Oh no!
And you see Guntar and the Scarecrow King kind of slam out the side of the carriage. What do you do? They are in the middle of this thing. Make me one more perception check too.
Okay.
Just to set this.
15.
15. You see Guntar and the Scarecrow King kind of fall off to the side, and you see Guntar and the Scarecrow King kind of wrestling for a little bit, and then you see the guy driving up front. He also slumps over asleep.
Okay, so now sadly, my character doesn't know much about magically induced sleep, so she doesn't know if there's a way to get you out of it.
I mean, you could always roll Arcana. Just because your character... Because you've been working for SWAT so long, you can definitely roll an Arcana check. And because you've had to study these kinds of things, you can definitely make an Arcana check now.
Is to fire my gun and see if that sound will wake them up.
Okay. You fire your gun. Yeah, you tumble off into. You see Guntar kind of tumble off in the thing, and he was standing up, and then he's about to fall asleep, and then you fire for gun. He kind of jerks himself awake, and make another Constitution saving throw for me.
Am I in the fields?
Yeah, I mean, did you move outside the fields? You didn't say, so I wasn't sure.
Okay, I'll do another Constitution check. That one's an 8.
8. Yeah, you fire off your gun. You see Guntar kind of shake himself awake. But then, even if you did, you were close enough that you kind of got a waft of these things. And plus, previously, when you were in them, you kind of feel yourself kind of teeter, and then fall over. Julie, backstory time.
Backstory time. Okay.
You're in Tuatha, which is about 20.
I'm where?
Tuatha.
Okay.
It's about 20 miles southeast of Baghdad.
Okay.
You are doing a reconnaissance mission for Operation Tuatha Sunrise.
I was.
You're challenged to clear out the major road that you guys have been using to travel out, in and out of Baghdad, the Veni UXBs, which are unexploded bombs. Your squadron was sent ahead of the EODs, which are essentially the people who disarm the bombs, to kind of disarm. To scout out and make sure that no more Al-Qaeda forces were up ahead still. So your squadron is just simply doing a reconnaissance mission. You guys are strapped and loaded. You guys drive for about 30 minutes or 20 minutes before you guys have to get out and walk because the road up ahead is not drivable at the moment.
Yeah.
What do you do?
We're walking? Yeah,
you guys are walking up ahead. You see a couple of houses up ahead that seem to be emptied out. You're just you're supposed to go check the locations and make sure that there's nothing going on.
Yeah, I'm just walking to the location I'm supposed to check then.
Okay. Are you doing anything specific? Your squadron's behind you. You got about 6 guys behind you, and you're kind of leading you have a scout up ahead of you, making sure that you're not walking on any unexploded landmines or anything.
No, I'm not really doing anything.
Okay. You're just keeping on task. Make a perception check for me.
16.
16. You see up ahead a guy. And everybody kind of stops at the moment because this area is supposed to be cleared. And you see a couple of you guys kind of train their rifles at the guy. What do you do?
Everyone get down.
All right, everybody hits the ground. You see the scout kind of hit the ground and start crawling over to you. You see this guy. He is he's kind of limping, and he's also laughing. And you see he has this kind of glow about him. You can't really tell what it is. And you see and you hear the guys kind of talking. And they're like, "What? Why does he look? Does he look blue to you? Yeah, he looks a little blue. Is that like radiation coming off him? What the hell?" And this guy is like laughing, kind of limping around kind of slowly, and he begins making his way towards the hot zone. What do you do?
The hot zone being...
Where the landmines are.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell my group to cover me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go somewhere else, and I'm going to call out to him.
Okay. So you're gonna run down to him and call out to him?
No, I'm gonna hide somewhere else.
Oh, okay. So you move. Make a stealth check for me.
14.
Okay. I rolled a 13. Yeah, you kind of slink your way over. He's still laughing, kind of cackling, and he's kind of slowly walking his way towards the hot zone. And you call out to him.
Stop.
He kind of
stops. Can I use intimidation check right there?
Yeah, make an intimidation check. This will be important.
17.
17. Yeah,
It's the most intimidating stop he's ever heard.
He hears a stop and then a whole bunch, and then actually a couple of. Do you fire your gun as a warning shot or anything?
Sure, yeah. But not at him.
Not at him, but as a warning shot, kind of in the air, and he stops. You see him stop and kind of turn to you, and he has this kind of crazed smile on his face. And then he begins laughing louder and louder, and you see him now. His skin has started to change and form, and it becomes darker and darker and darker until you can just see his eyes. And then he pulls out an assault rifle and points it right at you. Make an attack. Make a ranged attack.
15.
Yeah. You, as soon as you see that gun pull out of the thing, you fire it up, and he kind of turns to you, and he somehow manages to lock eyes with you as you pull the trigger, and you see him go down a minute, but not before he gets a couple of pulls, couple shots off.
How many does the rest of the squadron get?
Yeah, you see the squadron. As soon as you see him, as soon as he pulls out the gun, the squadron all begins firing on him. But you take 2 points of damage.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
As one of the bullets kind of nicks your vest, but you were able to make sure that it was your essentials were covered. Yeah, they light him up, and as they do, a couple of the bombs also that are in the hot zone kind of go off too as various of miss, and you see him kind of fall for a minute.
Light show going on.
And you see this this kind of dust, all this dust arise from the bombs and from the different the explosions and the different shots going off, and everybody kind of holds for a minute. You call ceasefire, and when the dust settles, you see this hulking beast. It looks like kind of a combination between a wolf and a bear, but it's all black with these two bright white eyes. What do you do?
First,
and it roars. It has this loud roar. Actually, when it roars, a couple of the bombs right in front of it also go off.
First things first, I'm telling the rest of the squadron, call this in!
Okay, yeah.
Call for backup.
You hear your one of the privates in the back pull out their radio and start calling for backup and calling for an airstrike on whatever the hell this thing is. What do you do?
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Make another ranged attack on it.
16.
16. Yeah, you take careful aim and you pull the trigger twice, and two of them go into it, but it doesn't seem to do a lot. You actually see a couple of sprays of this black dust come off of it.
Okay.
And it actually begins charging your squadron.
Okay.
You also see one of your squad members pull out his gun and train it on one of your other men and fire. And he's also glowing with this weird...
How can I shoot him?
Yeah, make a ranged attack.
That's a 21.
Yeah, that hits. You see him turn, point the rifle, and then you see him pull the trigger, and then you immediately take him down. You see him kind of fall back, and then that glow is gone, and he just kind of looks around, bewildered. Roll damage. This would be.
What weapon do I have right now?
It's I forget what kind of gun it is, but it's I believe 4d6.
4d6. Okay. Oh goodness. 13.
13. Yeah, you pull the trigger and he falls down to the ground. You can't really tell what condition he's in from right here. This monstrosity is kind of charging towards the thing, towards these guys, and as it does, it shifts. You see it kind of shift a color.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm gonna shout to the others. Disengage!
Okay. Yeah. They scatter as this thing runs at them and off. You see this
One
thing.
of them just get taken out. One of my mooks.
Yeah, you see this as this thing is charging at him, and with this shift, they go, "Oh, what the hell?" You see a couple of guys go, "What the hell is this thing?" And then you hear another scream as this thing kind of emits this big blast of fire that comes out, and at this point, 3 more explosions go off, and one of you guys gets caught up in the mix and goes down as this thing kind of jumps on it and starts clawing at it. One of your guys. At this point, your guys are just starting to light this thing up. What do you do?
So, but it still looks much the same, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. As soon as it shifted and then let off that flames, it kind of shifted again. You couldn't really tell. I mean, you can't tell what color it is.
Okay, yeah.
But it's definitely shifting at least some part of it.
I'm gonna say, disengage. Go back to the houses. I'll cover you.
Okay. You. It is currently clawing at one guy, but you see the other guys kind of. They drop some of their equipment and begin running back. Okay. One of them, actually, you see this for just a minute. He kind of stops running and then turns to face him, takes a couple more shots at this thing, and then you see like this beam come out of its mouth. It's like this.
The monster's mouth?
No, one of your
unit's mouth.
Yeah, one of your private's mouths, and you're not sure if it's just because this situation has already gone too chaotic, or maybe it was he pulled out the. I mean, you didn't request a flame gun. What is it called?
Flamethrower.
You didn't request a flamethrower, but maybe he had brought a flamethrower, but you can't really tell. But this thing comes out of him and then he turns to you. What do you do?
I'm gonna cover them.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep shooting at it.
Make another ranged attack.
That's a 24.
24. Okay. You see this thing now clawing at this guy on the ground, and you see the guy as he's clawing at it, he goes limp, and then it kind of your private on the ground twitches, and then you see his skin kind of get darker and darker and darker, and then he suddenly just stands up and begins twitching more and more, and you light this thing up again, and this time it gets this thing's attention. It kind of turns at you and kind of growls and charges you. What are you doing?
How are those airstrikes coming?
You hear a couple of people. You hear actually in the distance. You hear like a couple shouts and some scattering happening. And from the car, a couple of people are they run back to where the car was, and they're driving back. And you can hear in the far distance a couple helicopters coming this way.
Okay, so I need to also get cover. So how close are the houses to me?
Again, the car is now driving off.
Yeah.
So it was about 30-minute drive here, so it's a pretty far distance.
Okay, I thought the houses were over here though.
Oh, you mean the actual houses? Okay,
abandoned ones.
The abandoned houses. Okay, didn't understand what you meant there. Yeah, you can see one of them. It's about if you sprint, you could probably make it in about 3 minutes, but you are going to be crossing over the hot zone.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lure this monster through the hot zone.
Okay. Make me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Actually, make me a perception check first. Or, yeah, you can use that whatever dexterity check that was.
So dexterity is 13. Perception is also 13.
Okay. You have advantage on that dexterity check if you want.
Okay. So that will actually be a 17.
17, yeah. You can see a couple of these mounds going on kind of as you run, and you kind of zigzag between them, try to avoid the pressure spots. But this monster's following you right behind, and actually, as you do, it kind of lunges at your back, and it actually purposely lands on one of the mines and sends you kind of sprawling back, but you land right up next to the house, and you're gonna try to hide inside.
Yeah.
Okay. It's this shack kind of without windows. The windows have been blown out. But otherwise, it's just a pretty standard one-story kind of house. You just hop inside and try to hide.
Yeah.
Make me a stealth check.
Okay. I like that it's like, where did it go? And there's one house.
Yeah. What was that?
That was a crit fail.
Oh boy! All right.
I slammed the door behind me.
You slam the door behind
can.
you, and you see it kind of roar at you again. This kind of bestial, guttural roar, and as you kind of put yourself in a corner to try to hide, a rifle at the ready, it kind of you hear a voice, and he goes, "Lieutenant Julie, what are you doing hiding?" And you can see, kind of standing at the window, looking down at you from where you're hiding, your private. Looking at you.
The one who got torn up?
Yeah.
Let's light him up.
You turn and point your rifle at him, and you shoot at him, spraying him with bullets, and you see that kind of black dust kind of flying off of him, but he doesn't even do anything. He actually laughs. He goes, "Ha ha ha, Lieutenant Julie, how are you gonna turn on one of
That's Davenport to you."
Right. He points his rifle at you and fires. But you manage to duck out of the way quickly as bullets spray the back wall behind you. What do you do?
I'm gonna keep shooting at him, I guess.
Okay. You find another strategic position. Make a range attack.
Okay. Oh no, that didn't work. That was a 7.
Yeah. You is it with all your bonuses and stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah. You point at him and pull the trigger, and I mean you do get a couple shots off him, but he's still just cackling and laughing at you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 12.
12. The back wall behind you kind of just explodes out, and you take 17 points of damage. Write this down, but don't mark it off your character sheet, by the way. I should have said this before. Yeah, so right now you're up to 19. Just write down 19. As this thing slams down behind you, collapsing the brick wall, and it roars again. It goes, "Ooh," kind of a deep, guttural, animalistic roar, and it has you actually pinned by one of your legs, and it's now just facing you, it's this monster has like a bear's face, but it seems to be smiling this like wide, toothy grin with these sharp white teeth. But this thing is all black besides its white teeth and its two bright white eyes. What do you do?
Shoot it right between its eyes.
Make another ranged attack.
That was a nat 20.
You are pinned to the ground.
Yeah.
You, in a moment of desperation, you manage to reach out, grab your rifle. You take a breath as you point to this thing. You have this moment where you feel this like energy kind of coursing through you. You're not sure if it's adrenaline or whatever it is, but you feel this thing and you shoot this thing, and you kind of spray it for a second, and then you target it. You shoot between the eyes, and then you shoot in the eyes. You shoot both of the eyes out, and this thing roars. It screams. It runs away. It scratches at its eyes, and then you black out.
Okay.
And you come to. You are kind of being dragged by Guntar at the moment. You will take. Let me see. You are going to take half of
The 19?
the 19 damage.
So that would be 10 damage then.
10 damage, yeah. Psychic damage.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You kind of come to.
Guntar?
Julie,
How long was I out?
okay. Not long.
And the Scarecrow King?
You actually see him kind of walking just regularly outside of the thing. He's actually dragging the driver, and he's actually dragging another person. It's just, you can't really tell who it is, but they're in this yellow hazmat suit, and they're also kind of limp as the Scarecrow King kind of drags these guys out.
Scarecrow King is stronger than I gave him credit for.
Guntar kind of goes,
Are you okay?
I've been better. What happened?
Driver drove us into poppies.
What's that mean?
Magical sleep plants.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
he kind of shakes his head and he goes,
You saved me.
Yeah, it's
you actually look at Guntar and you can see all these like cuts on his arms and legs. He goes,
Plants were alive. Tried
What?
to feast on us.
I don't remember any of that. I'm sorry.
yeah, he kind of you can see like different cuts and little kind of bite marks on his arms. And you can also see the Scarecrow King has like a couple tears in his flesh, and you can see little tufts of hay kind of poking out.
A threaded needle.
Huh? Yeah. But he manages to pull out the driver and this man in the hazmat suit, and you can see the hazmat suit's all torn to hell. You can actually see a little bit of flesh coming out of it. But the Scarecrow King kind of pulls these guys out and sits in a huff and go, "Oh boy, I wasn't expecting that one. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Julie. I was not expecting that. If I would have known we were gonna go into the puppy field, I would have never driven us there. Those were two of my fastest horses, and now they're plant food, Julie." He kind of sighs.
I'm sorry, Scarecrow King.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, it happens.
You're okay though?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I made out of hay and stuff. It's all good here.
How close are we to the Tinman?
Let me think. Let's see. We took a detour there, and we're probably about a 3-hour walk, so not far at all.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. And who've you got there?
I don't know. This guy was kind of sitting out there, was getting eaten up by the plants. I figured I wasn't gonna leave him out there. Maybe he'll be useful, or maybe he's maybe one of my own. I can't really tell. He's in a half mask suit. Julie, come on, think about it.
Let's do the Scooby Doo. Let's take his mask off.
You sit him up and pull off the mask, the hazmat suit. You kind of flip a couple latches that were on the side, pull up the thing. It's this older gentleman, not too old. You can see he's elven. He's got these long pointed elven ears. He's wearing these kind of seers, as they would call them in the day. These kind of old looking glasses, kind of on his face. He looks well dressed, not too well dressed. He's actually in some lab gear, but otherwise you don't really recognize him. He goes, but the Scarecrow King kind of gives him a look and says, "Oh, this is a Winky for sure. Yeah. He must have came out here to study these plants."
He's a what?
Oh, Winky. It's what the people in Winky country are called.
Okay. I guess let's take him with us because he's
All right,
unconscious, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. He's heavy. He doesn't look it, but he's got some meat on his bones. I don't know.
Guntar, could you carry him?
Guntar kind of looks at him and goes, "Yeah, I got it." Picks him up over his shoulder, just fireman carry, and the driver kind of shakes awake and goes, What happened?
Good going there, buddy.
I kind of blacked out there for a
Yeah, you
second.
led us into a field of poppies.
He kind of shakes his head and he goes, "Wait, what happened? Where's the carriage?" And you can see actually the carriage is like slowly sinking.
Into the field of poppies.
Yeah, into the field of poppies.
Right over there if you want to go get it.
He kind of shudders and he goes, "Oh no, I would never walk into the field of poppies. Those things will eat you alive."
Yeah.
He kind of shakes his head.
So then why did you?
I don't remember. I remember driving. I remember checking out the side. I saw this. He kind of stops for a minute. He says, I saw this bird. It was like a crow, but it suddenly turned blue, and then
the bird changed color.
yeah, and that's the last thing I remember.
Well, if you see anything changing blue, don't look at it.
He kind of shakes his head. He says, "What, Julie, you have to understand. The last time a human came to Oz, things got really messed up. What are you doing here?"
Trying to get out.
He kind of sighs and he says, and actually the Scarecrow King goes, "Listen here, buddy. I've been hired to interrogate my guest here. All right, let's keep moving." And the guard kind of goes, or the driver kind of goes, yes, my king, of course." And they start walking down the path.
Okay, so I'm gonna say to Guntar, you remember that thing we fought outside the city?
And he goes, "Outlander.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's
You
following
know-
us.
What was that?
It must be following us."
You think so too, then?
He kind of looks around a little bit, kind of surveying the scene. And he goes, "Keep your guard up."
Yeah. Have you ever seen it before?
He kind of he thinks about it for a second and goes, "Description sounds familiar. Never seen it before."
Yeah, I've actually seen it before.
He kind of looks at you and goes, "When?"
Would you believe me if I said Iraq?
Hello, this is your DM here. DM obviously stands for Drama Mama. It's me, your mother. And you're in trouble. Why? Because I'm your twin sister. Bum, bum, bum. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of You Might Be Wondering How It Got Here. I apologize for the kind of skipped week. I'm going to try to do a double episode this week. I'm not sure how successful I will be, but we'll find out. And if not, then I'll try to make the next couple episodes a little bit longer for you guys. But yeah, thanks so much for listening to this episode of You Might Be Wondering How We Got Here. If you like what we do, you can follow us on YMBW Podcast on Instagram and Twitter to kind of follow our progression. We also made a TikTok recently, so if you want to get those dank memes from Olivia, go ahead and follow us there. And if you really like what we do, you can go to our coffee, and toss us a couple bucks, because it's not super expensive to make this show, but I mean, we could use some help. Yeah. If you like what we do here, you can also tweet about the show using the hashtag YMBW. That's the hashtag $sign and the YMBW letters on Instagram and Twitter. Or you can rate us on iTunes. If you give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, then and leave your name, I'll use your name in the show. So any of one of those will really help us out. So do that, and you can get in the show, and I'll just scan you with my little price scanner, and it'll come up with YMBW, because that's what you'll be in this one. I've been talking for too much, so go back now and an episode.
You guys have been walking for a little bit now, probably a little bit more than half an hour, or sorry, more than 2.5 hours. So you're about half an hour away from the city, and the sun's starting to. It's about mid-afternoon now. The sun's starting to get a little low in the sky. The sun's starting to not get low, but you can see it's definitely past the noon axis. And you actually see in the distance a city with these huge iron wrought gates, and you see a couple of guards up ahead. What do you do?
I'm gonna look to the Scarecrow King. Anything we should know?
No, just leave it to me. I'm the Scarecrow King, and the Tin Man's a good friend of mine, so I'm just gonna walk right through.
I'm gonna walk up behind him. I'm gonna have my arms crossed the whole time, so it'll look intimidating.
Guntar kind of looks at you and goes, "You shouldn't hide."
Why?
Human.
So?
they don't like humans.
So I put the hazmat helmet over my head.
Okay. Yeah, you you can write down torn up hazmat suit for an item. So you walk up to the city with your hazmat suit on. The guards kind of look you over, and the Scarecrow King goes, "Don't worry, everybody's with me. I'm just gonna go see the Tinman." And the guards kind of they're in these like these kind of weird like suits of armor, like not medieval, but like they have these vents on the back of them.
Okay.
And they have these long spears with like, and you see like in the middle of them, it's like this clockwork mechanism.
Okay.
And they all they kind of give a nod to the Scarecrow King, and one of them shouts up to the people on the watchtower, and the gates begin to open. And inside you see just a city of like industry. You see, I mean, and you couldn't see this from the outside, but in like the middle towards the center, first of all, there's this huge tower. I mean, it rivals like the Empire State Building. It's huge, and it has different. You see like hot air balloons. You see these different streetcars kind of driving by. You see city lights, something you haven't seen on Fate Inside really at all. You see different kinds of. You see different carts. You see. You actually see. You see up in the sky. You hear like a whoop whoop, and you see. It seems like a train, but it has these wings on the side of it, and it's just flying around this huge tower, and. Yeah, you see all this industry. You actually see a couple of these like robot figurine people, like these people that like are seemingly made completely out of clockwork. And yeah, you see this huge city, kind of hustling and bustling, tons of people, all the way around. What do you do?
Nice.
You actually see one of the guards on the inside kind of motions to that elven man. He goes, "Dr. Pinkerton, you're back."
Oh, you know him?
You say, kind of under the hazmat suit, and they go, "Yeah, Dr. Pinkerton's one of our finest here."
Here, I found him out there. He was hurt. I'm gonna hand him over.
you stand behind him and give him a little push, and the doctor goes, "Well, you don't have to do that. I'm quite fine, thank you." Actually, Guntar had him over his shoulder.
Yeah, so I'm taking him from Guntar.
You pick him up from Guntar. And he's been awake he's been awake for like an hour now, but Guntar has refused to put him down.
Good.
But Guntar finally puts him down, and you kind of give him a shove back, and he goes, "You don't have to do that. I'm perfectly fine walking on my own." And he kind of walks and chats with the guard and says, "Yes, I was in the poppy fields. Very dangerous. I almost was eaten alive."
Yeah, like an idiot.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "What do you know? You're a simpleton at the best."
Thanks.
As you walk away into this hustling and bustling city, you walk. The Scarecrow King kind of takes you up this thing, and he actually waves down a streetcar, and it's essentially just a trolley. Has these on these tracks, and on the back you can see a little motor, and you guys hop on this streetcar, and he goes, "Oh, we're riding." He talks to the conductor. We're gonna head to city center. I want to see the Tinman. And the conductor goes, "Oh, of course, Scarecrow King. Express to city center. All aboard." You see a couple people run and also jump onto the trolley.
So I say, is the Tinman? Is he like the mayor or something?
Well. To the conductor or to the Scarecrow?
To the Scarecrow King.
Oh, he's the king of Winky Country. After all, I mean, he did a whole bunch to
okay.
people. Well, me, Lion, Dorothy, and him. But
is
he likes
Lion
to take a lot
also
of
a
credit.
king?
Oh yeah, he's the king of the forest.
Great.
He's
okay.
the bravest of them all. He goes. The Tin Man's been kind of cold recently, though. He's kind of secluded himself in his tower, doing his experiments. You know, it's been a little while since I've seen him. He hasn't made any of the reunions that Glenda likes to make, but hopefully this time around we'll be able to get there. You actually drive by a couple of these like early like 1920s like motor cars that are like driving by kind of with these steam powered engines. You see actually a couple like that swoop down reload, these like one person airplanes that kind of lift off, and all these things are like, it seems like early development of like technology, but obviously way behind you guys. But as you get closer to City Central, you see like things kind of start to change, and it's like kind of going through like a time chamber, because you see like different technology start to emerge. You see people on the streets kind of vending these ice boxes that they call them. And they're these like motorized.
Oh goodness me! You mean I don't have to bury my food in the snow outside?
Well, they've had ice boxes, but these are motorized ice boxes, and you see you actually see a motorcycle kind of drive by, a really nice, slim, chic.
We got to get Julie a motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
If any of us would drive a motorcycle, it would be Julie.
Yeah. And as you go on, you start to see like, you see, at first you were seeing billboards with all these advertisements. Now you see flashing lights, these different like big.
I've changed my mind. Can she have a Vespa?
A Vespa. Anyway, yeah, you see a couple of these, and then you see these flashing LED signs, kind of like in New York. What is it called? Oh boy, City Square, big square, large square, Times Square, large square, Times Square. There we go. Times Square.
Times Square.
Kind of flashing around, advertising these different products. And in the center, you see this. You're getting close to this giant tower, and there's a doorman up front. The streetcar kind of turns, obviously, right before you get there, and you guys all get off. The Dr. Pinkerton also gets off.
Why is he still with us?
He's you'll see.
I said that in character.
He goes, I am a researcher for the Tinman. Obviously, I was out there in the poppy fields doing some experiments. And
great, so you can introduce us.
I mean, the Scarecrow King would probably know him more than I do. I just work for him, but sure. You guys walk up to the doorman. The doorman kind of tips his hat to you guys and opens the door. And inside, you see like a hustling, bustling lobby, like different people, a couple more of those clockwork people kind of running around doing different tasks. One of them kind of has this thing. And you guys get on this elevator, and it goes all the way to the top floor. You hear a ding, and the doors slide open. And you see this guy. He's in this hazmat suit. He's actually pouring two beakers together. And when the door opens, he kind of jumps with a start, and the vials kind of explode, and he's kind of sent back a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, what?
Hey, look! I found your friend.
What the hell are you? What the hell are you all doing in here, huh?"
Where's the Tin Man?
The Tin Man is a very busy man. You can't just
I'm
come
also
up to
very
it,
busy, but I'm here with the Scarecrow King.
Who exactly? Oh, my lead, the Scarecrow King, of course. Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. And the Scarecrow, no problem, dude. It's all right.
I'm like glaring him down from behind the Scarecrow King, but I'm in a hazmat suit, so you can't even see my face.
He goes, of course, I'll be right back. And he actually takes off the helmet to this thing, and there's this guy. He seems kind of slimy. He's got this blue skin, and like just seems like
she wouldn't know.
Well, he's got this.
He can say it for the audience,
yeah,
but then I don't respond to it.
Yeah, Guntar sees this Tyler. Yeah, and he seems kind of wet. And he runs down the hall.
What's wrong with him? I say to the guy we're with.
Oh, he's just he's Vidalkin. Don't be rude, please.
I don't know what that means.
He's one of the undersea people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He's one of our top studiers right now. He's been experimenting all night on a new technology that we have figured out. It's a way to connect all. We have all these computing devices, and we're trying to figure out a way to connect all of them together. And he's been trying to figure out different magical and techno-magical ways to get that to work.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good idea. You should keep doing that.
We've been working on it for quite a while. This blue guy kind of runs out and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, may I please present the Tin Woodsman, King of Winky County. You hear a clunk, 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 and you see kind of out of this huge, this tall door that the Vidalkin man went through. This about 8 foot tall metal man.
No.
He's got this these huge arms with these like different
big.
Different like appendages and whatnot. You see, he's got these huge boosters down his leg, and I mean, he has a pretty humanoid face, and this tall, wide, kind of brimmed hat kind of stuck onto the top of his head. And he goes, he walks out and he goes, "What can I do you for, Scarecrow?" And the Scarecrow King goes, "Well, I just wanted to see an old friend, Tinman. I can't see an old friend." And the Tin Man kind of sighs, and as he's talking, his mouth isn't moving at all. There's these lights kind of flashing from his eyes, and he goes, "Scarecrow, I told you if you ever wanted to come here again, you need to have a good reason. I'm
actually the reason. Nice to meet you, Mr. Tin Man."
He looks at you with the hazmat mask on. He says, "And what department do you work for?"
If I take off the mask, you're not going to scream, right?
He kind of tilts his head to you and he goes, "What do you mean?"
I take off the mask.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. And I need your help.
He turns to Scarecrow and he says, "You brought a human to
But here's
me."
the thing. I want to leave. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, leave and what? Push us further into the Outlands, write a couple more hits.
No, here's the thing.
Maybe a couple more
I
spin-offs.
don't actually know anything about the
goes
Outlands.
And turns and slams the hand on the table. He says, "Damn it, Scarecrow. I built up Winky County to diversify us so we don't fall farther into the Outlands. And here you go, bringing another human into my territory."
Well, is there anything I can do to get you out of the Outlands?
He kind of looks at you and kind of chuckles to himself. He goes, "If you think you can figure out how to get us out to the Outlands, do you think I wouldn't have figured it out?"
Well, here's the thing. I don't know anything about the Outlands.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, kid.
I'm actually not from here. I'm from Gaia.
I figured, given the
Yeah.
fact that you're fucking human.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't care about this world. I just want to leave. I'd prefer if it's not destroyed.
He kind of sighs and he goes, "Yeah, a lot of you humans don't really care about the world. Seems like the only human that ever cares is Glinda, and she's locked herself up in the bubble."
So don't you think I have the best shot at talking to her?
Why do you think that? Why don't you think that one of us would be best talking to her?
I don't know, because I'm human and I want to go home. Isn't that what she's known for?
He kind of stops for a minute and he goes, "You know what? Good point. Well, whatever you do, I don't want you writing anything down while you're here. Got it? I need you out of my territory right now."
I promise you that I don't write.
And the Scarecrow King kind of goes, "Tin Man, listen, we have a reunion coming with Glinda anyway. I figure this will be a great chance for you to, you know."
Yeah, that's the best chance I have of meeting her.
And he actually he turns to one of his the blue man and he goes, "Liam, run the numbers and see what are the odds that releasing this human gets us pushed further into the Outlands." And then you see Liam kind of writing on a chalkboard and he says, "Carry 2, carry 3. Well, you see here, if we let this human go, sorry, what is your name?"
Julie?
If we let Julie, sorry, I just want to say this correctly. I got to put all the factors in. If we let Julie go home, the odds of her telling people would at least be 400% that she'll at least tell 2 people.
That's a lot of percents. And I mean,
and then the odds that those 2 people will tell at least 2 more people is another 200%. And he kind of starts running through the math.
Okay, here. I've got a deal for you. I know someone who wipes memories.
The Tin Man goes, "Oh, and how long does it last?"
I think it's permanent.
He kind of sighs and he says,
"So all I need to do
unless
is make
magic has increased tremendously, way past our capabilities here in Winky County, I doubt that you can make permanent memory reduction."
Well, it'll probably, by the time I get the memories back, I'd probably be dead in my line of work.
He kind of sighs and he says,
I'm a mercenary.
"Liam, finish the numbers." And Liam kind of does the numbers and he says, "The odds of us getting pushed into the Outlands is, let's see here, carry the 2, about 40%. And Tin Man kind
That's
of
not terrible.
looks at you and he goes, "I don't like those odds." Tin Man goes,
And how many more of you are here?
Oh, yeah, so that's a problem. I don't know that.
You see Liam doing a couple more numbers, and he goes, Mr. King Tinman, sir, that bumps it up to at least 65%.
Okay, so that might be a problem, but here, okay. So,
You see Guntar actually walk up to the board, and he shakes his head and goes, bad math. And he you see him cross out a couple of numbers and write a couple new ones, and he goes that and you see Liam kind of go, of course, sorry, let me fix this equation, and he does the math again. Okay, sorry, King Tinman, sorry, I kind of hastily threw together numbers. I didn't really cross check my math. It's actually only 35%, even with the how many more people?
I don't know, because what if, can I tell you my story how I got here?
Sure. How did you get here?
So I'm part of a group on Gaia, and we were sent on a mission to another location on Gaia.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to bed, I woke...
And let me guess, you were picked up by some cyclone?
No.
Okay. That's just that's the last
And
time.
I find that offensive.
I mean, that's just I was trying to make a joke. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
When I woke up, I was here.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if my other companions also have that, or if they're still in Gaia.
What's the maximum amount of people that could be here?
I think 4.
4 people. 4 whole people. He kind of
3
runs
or 4.
3 or 4. Let's see. 4 people. I mean, that's with the numbers right this time. It's still a 50-50.
So here's the last part of the puzzle that you're missing. When I got to Emerald City, we fought an Outlander.
An Outlander inside the bubble.
Yeah. And it wasn't any Outlander. It's one I've encountered. It's following us, I believe.
He kind of shakes his head and he says, an Outlander in... Hold on. Tinman... Sorry. King Tinman. This might be worse than... We might need Glenda.
I'm going to look to the driver, who you never said wasn't with us.
Yeah, the driver's been following you. He hasn't just said
Mr.
much.
Driver, you said you saw a bird change color, right?
He goes, yeah, I was just driving and I saw a black bird. I thought it was a crow, but then it turned completely blue.
Yeah, see, that is a characteristic of this Outlander.
Liam kind of goes, yeah, that sounds like an Outlander. I'm not quite sure what kind, but...
It's a tough one.
He kind of sighs and he goes, Tinman, in my God-honest best advice I can give you, I say we just go to Glenda and see if she knows anything about this, if she has any solutions to this, and we try to figure it out. And the Tin Man kind of sighs and he goes, fine. Prepare my battle suit just in case we do encounter this Outlander.
I'll be glad to have you on our side.
And he turns to you and he says, you need to be blindfolded on your way out.
Sure. As long as Guntar can lead me.
That'd be fine, I guess.
Thank you.
He kind of sighs and he goes, prepare my battle suit and you're coming with. I don't know how hairy this is going to get.
Yeah, let's have a full party. Let's do this.
Yeah, they blindfold you and kind of lead you out. And he goes, we're going to have to ride the Sky Pilgrim. So get that ready too, Liam. And Liam goes, all right, sir, you got it. I was having it doing a couple test runs outside the tower anyway, so it should be ready to ride. So
am I blindfolded?
yeah, you are blindfolded.
What's the Sky Pilgrim?
The Sky Pilgrim, young lady, and you better not write anything about this,
Okay.
is the best transportation vehicle in this side of Oz. It is an optimal flying machine with impeccable flying capabilities. I mean, he kind of chuckles to himself and he says, I built it myself. This one is going to get us to Glenda's castle in no time.
So the Scarecrow King told me that we can only see Glinda if the three you guys, you two and the lion show up.
He goes, of course. We'll make a trip and pick up King Lionheart.
Great.
And you hear like a whoop whoop. And he goes, all right, Liam, is the dock ready? And Liam kind of goes, yep, all ready, sir. And you guys kind of walk. You're led by Guntar. He kind of holds like your arms and kind of leads you forward, kind of gingerly. Yeah. And you feel the breeze on your face for a moment as you are walking thing, and you kind of have the realization that you are up about 60 stories. And feeling wind on your face is not. You didn't feel yourself going down, so it doesn't feel like a great thing. But eventually, you hear like a kind of the sounds of an engine kind of rolling, and then you're sat down, and you feel like movement going forward. And after about 30 minutes, your blindfold is taken off, and you can see below you this beautiful landscape of all these different colors. You see where you're coming from has this like bright yellow sheen to it, like everything, like this as if this place was just coated with like a light yellow dust kind of covering it. And as you get higher and higher, you can definitely see like every quadrant of Oz, and you see there are 4 quadrants. It's like tone this distinct color with obviously Emerald City in the center. As you fly directly over Emerald City, actually, you see it as like a green blip, and then it's gone again, and you can just see the red, blue, yellow, and purple kind of areas. And then as you go down, you see like foliage kind of start to poke up, and as you go lower, the foliage begins to shift green again as you kind of lower into it, and you hear the Tinman go, Lionheart, where are you? And you hear like a bestial roar as like 3 kind of these guards with these like they have the head of the lion, but they're humanoid, like walking on 2 feet.
Oh, goodness.
And they all run towards you, kind of spears and various weapons kind of drawn. And you see coming behind them, walking on a cane, it's this very old and grizzlied lion. He goes, oh, yes, good. Finally made it. Scarecrow, I guess your plan worked. And Scarecrow goes, oh, it's all in here. And you guys fly up again and down over into this red area, which you've never been to. But you fly down, and you land and kind of get out. And in front of you, as you're approaching, you saw this bright white bubble just kind of surrounding this thing, and you can't see anything in it. And then it kind of you land, and then the Scarecrow King goes, well, we're all here, Glenda, if you want to come on out. And nothing happens for a couple minutes, and then above you see a flying monkey
no,
carrying Wes, and he's going right towards the bubble. You might be wondering how Wes got here.